How's everybody doing? Been a pretty day, cool weather. It's a good day to work. I shoed 3 horses today and trimmed one. Had a little bit of driving in between, but it's kind of a quiet day for me. Had a good day. It was a pretty day. Definitely enjoyed the weather. It's working weather for working outside. This was the perfect conditions for shoeing horses. I never got sweaty, didn't have to wear a jacket, but had a good day. Just wanted to check on everybody. We've been kind of working with Sally here. We picked her up Sunday after church and brought her home. And we loaded her in the trailer. And y'all remember that when we first loaded her in the trailer that day, I don't know if she had been loaded but once. So she was really reluctant. So we had to put a rope behind her. We were kind of on the time limit to get her in. But so we've done several things. And we put her in a round pen. Me and Miss Allison worked her. Showed you some of that, I think. We worked her a little bit. And spent some time with her for a couple of days. Tied her up to a post there and let her stand. And today, Miss Allison tied her out. She stayed out 2 or 3 hours there, tied up to that post, and I call that a thinking post. I get tickled about a post sometimes because you think, well, what could standing there at a post teach a horse? And really, it teaches them patience. And man, we could all use a dose of patience in our life sometimes, but you can kind of tell the demeanor about her. She's pretty relaxed actually, and a lot of things have changed in her life since Sunday when we picked her up after church. And she's still got a lot to learn, but she's already smart. She's been quiet. Our last video, if you remember, a neighbor shot a gun over across the street, a big gun, and she never even moved. So Sally's doing good. She enjoys some petting. She is a very friendly horse, but she didn't know a lot. So we've been working with her, and obviously we're not horse trainers, but we've just been piddling with her and kind of using her as some kind of an illustrated sermon. So we put her there on the thinking post for a few hours today, and man, she never sat back. She'd never act crazy. She just stood there. But it does teach them some patience, and so every day we're working with her, kind of exposing her some things. When I picked her up, she had a halter on her. So what we've started doing is taking the halter off every evening, and I have to catch her, or Allison, one of us will put a halter on her. The first day she was kind of looking at us a little bit, but every day she just kind of picks up what we want, and she's real obedient to do whatever we ask. And anytime she don't do it, it's just because she don't know. So we try to be patient with her, and it's kind of funny. When you're training a horse, you got to make the hard things hard and the easy things easy. So when a horse is trying to do the wrong thing, you make that hard on them. You put a little pressure on them, and then we make the right thing easy to do. And so she's coming along. She's a smart horse, but we've worked her in the round pen, got her some exercise. The first day I roped her. She got the rope under her tail, and we had a laugh. We were all laughing about that, but Miss Allison had her tied up today. Miss Allison, what do you want to say? We need some words of wisdom from the camera woman.
I don't really have words of wisdom. She stood tied out there for a few hours and did real well, and I went and got her and turned her out, and she was ready for a drink of water.
She was ready for a drink. But we've been piddling with her. She don't know really much anything about loading in a trailer. So for just about 10 minutes here a while ago, I caught her and was going to take her to the round pen, but didn't want to work her real hard today. We just wanted to do some things like let her the patience post. We all can use some patience, and we just tied her up and let her. She was very patient, just stood there. And so we're trying something really new today and really challenging to her is loading in a trailer. And you can imagine how kind of scary that might be for a horse that really hadn't been loaded in a trailer much. It's got a top on it, so it's kind of like going down into a tunnel a little bit. And it's loud when you step on the floor, so we'll see how she does. We worked with her just probably 10 minutes. She was scared to death of that trailer. She'd put her front feet right at the edge of it, boy, and just, she didn't want to get in there. And then we got her in, so I loaded her in 3, 4, maybe 5 times a while ago. and she did great. So probably now that we got a live video on, she may not load, but we're going to try it. If she don't, we'll give you another update tomorrow. But she's loaded in there 4 or 5 times already. The first time was really, she was real nervous and trying to get away from that trailer. And finally she hopped on up in there, and I just scratched on her. And I think about us sometimes, the reason she wouldn't get in that trailer is because she was fearful of it. And a lot of times we're fearful of things that we don't know about. And I mean, obviously we all deal with that right now, what our country and our world's going through. But you know, that trailer is a solid trailer. It's got a solid floor and a solid foundation in it. It rattles a little bit when that horse jumps up in there, but I think about how the Lord is our foundation. We talked a lot about solid foundations, and so just like this trailer has a good floor and a foundation, she don't know it yet, but she can trust that trailer. She's building her trust, and it's the same way with us. Sometimes we are afraid or try to step out and do something, but I just want to encourage you to remember that the Lord is our shepherd, and he leads us beside still waters. You think about all the promises that God, and Jesus did some teaching in the Gospels about building a house on sand versus on a solid foundation on a rock. And so Jesus is our rock, but he is also our solid foundation. So I'm going to ask her to go in this trailer. If it don't, you can just laugh about it, and I promise you I'll have her in there. We've had her in there several times already, but you know, it's kind of like us. We're afraid to take that first step. Once she got in that trailer, she was better. So we will see how she does. Come on, Sally. Miss Allen's going to come on up here with me. We're going to ask her to ease in here. It's just her. You can take it over. They probably can't hear me now. That was about her 6th trip in that trailer, and she's already not even really checking up when she gets there. The reason she didn't want to come in here is because of fear, obviously. She didn't, the unknown, and man, now it's crazy. Probably 10, what do you think, Allison? 10 to 15 minutes tops.
Oh yeah, probably
and,
10.
She's okay. She's hopping right up in here. Of course, I'm rubbing on her, letting her know this is a safe place. Sometimes we're the same way with the Lord. You know, we unknown waters, and we get nervous, but you know, she's beginning to trust us. And that's the key. We're spending time with her. She realizes we're not going to hurt her. We're not going to ask her to do anything that's going to hurt her. And she may not like some of the things, and it may be new territory, and she may be nervous, but she's beginning to trust us. Yesterday, Miss Allison, we put a saddle pad on her with a little girt. She took it like a champ. We tightened it up. She never even bobbled with that little saddle pad on her. So she's really doing good. I'm going to ask her to get out of the trailer. That makes her a little nervous. Come on, Sally. She said, I don't know. She's developed a love for this trailer. She ain't wanting to step out. I'll get you to step over there, Alice. Maybe smooch her from behind. See there? She's thinking. She's thinking about it. There she goes. That's just a lot of noise in there. But by the time probably in a day or so, I'll hop her in and out of that trailer so much. She's just a little nervous from the unknown. It's loud in there. And you know, the world around us is loud a lot of times, no matter what we're going through. Kind of relates to the times we're in now, but we're going to get through it. And you think about all that. And the only way she'll load in that trailer is she has to learn to trust us. And the more she trusts us, she feels safe when she's around us. And it's the same way with the Lord. We got to learn to trust him and understand that he's got that solid foundation for us. So we love you guys. We'll do some little tidbits every day or two with Miss Sally. She's really doing good. We're proud of her. And she's learning a lot. Her life's changed since Sunday, but all for the good, because she's learning things that will help her one day be what God created her to be. She's only 2 years old. Mr. Jimmy next year, he'll send her off and let somebody break her to ride and whatever he wants to do with her. But she's got a good head on her shoulders. She's smart, and she listens to us. She's come a long way. She's learning to trust us and hopping in the trailer. That's probably about 6 times that she's hopped in the trailer today. So I just encourage you, trust the Lord, be willing to step out. And took her a little bit to step out of that trailer because she couldn't feel, she knows when she steps off it's kind of scary till she hits the ground. The more she does it, the more she learns to trust herself and to trust us, just like we learn to trust the Lord. So we love you guys. We pastor the greatest church in the world.
Amen.
And what is today? My days run together. This is Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
We got church tomorrow night. Y'all have to tell me what day it is. All I do is just go work in the mornings and come in and piddle with the horse in the evenings we do. But we got church tomorrow night at 7. We'll be probably continuing to talk about the power of our words. James talks about our words. So Miss Sally's been a cool illustrated sermon for us a few times, and we'll show you her progression as we go out for the next week or two. So we love you guys, and we will see y'all tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Be sure and fill out on the church website, Facebook page, if you have a prayer request, fill that out, and we'll be lifting those up in prayer that need it. So we love y'all, and we will see you tomorrow. Leave it on a second. There's a little lag in there, so we'll make sure. Well, Sally's ready for supper.